there were bullies, there were fights in the playground. There was, most of the kids were working class kids, who passed 11 plus. So there were going to be some toughies there. And that time, I talked about paraffin and fog and cold. The schools were cold, and there was no assembly. So in the mornings, you stood out at the playground in the freezing cold with your shorts on to be addressed by the head teacher, and you had to stand there while he addressed us. So these days, kids have got, central heating and it's warm, and they sit down in nice warm chairs, soft chairs.
Grammar schools, of course, talked about as engines of social mobility, and all the stats say whatever they say, and became a great debate point for the decade that followed and the decade after that. At the time, did you get the sense that the kids who passed 11 plus, who were there, wanted to get on, wanted to do their school certificate, high school certificate, go to university?
I think that what you realise, you'd passed and you'd got into the grammar school, special. And that became the obsession for all parents, whether they were rich, middle class, poor parents. My parents were obsessed with it, right. So if they got me, although they couldn't afford it, some private tuition on maths, which is my weakest subject, to get through the 11 plus, and it was such a cruel examination because of the stresses and pressures it put, not just the young people who were doing it, but the parents who realised that this was a make or break examination for young people whose whole future could depend on it. So I remember sensing that the triumph of passing, but realising that most of my class didn't get it.
And we're going to go to secondary models and leave school then at 15.
Yeah. It was a time when it was okay for the top 10% to do well, and the rest not.
And nobody really.
And no one questioned that. Whereas now we live in a different age where we've got to have. And that's why I'm so virulently against grammar schools. Not that I think the comprehensives have delivered. They are starting to deliver now. Have delivered what this nation needs, but. To go back to a selective system, which is what Mrs. May wanted to do, would be a grave mistake.
So, did you feel special when you were there? Did you feel...
No, I didn't feel special, I felt. Because I wasn't the brightest of the bright.
Right.
I was okay, but, I wasn't a high flyer.
But your parents were nevertheless very proud.
They were very proud.
Really made you feel special to some degree.
Yeah.
And they were pushing you to continue to do well, to work
hard?
Yeah.
Do
they have particular aspirations for you to do anything?
No, but, I realised that, I wasn't a high flyer, and my grades at A-level, I can't remember them, weren't that great. But I wanted to be a teacher very early on, I remember that. Why? Because I thought I would make a good one, because I empathise with I think I was an observant child, and I think I'm still observant of what it is about a personality and character that can communicate well. And I observed what good teachers did. They may not have been the most knowledgeable people in the world. They may not have had first class degrees or whatever, but they had certain style about them. They understood children. They understood how children learn and what makes them sit up and listen.
So you were conscious at an early age of, obviously all children have their teachers they like and dislike, but of the methods and processes by which the good teachers, the ones who were getting the message across, inspiring, getting kids rapt attention, of how they were doing it and what they were doing.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting that, I mentioned Cecil Polk, he was an actor, and the best teachers, I think, are always actors, good actors, but cycled into class and all that sort of stuff. My first responsibility post when I became a teacher was for drama. the head teacher wanted to give me a bit more money because